Are United worse off than when we were under Eric Ten Hag? That is a question that is kind of like on the minds of everyone. Are United worse off than when we were under Eric Ten Hag or even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Because people are already beginning to do the revisionism, and the mindset is for Man United fans is that we wish we never sacked those managers. Maybe they would have built a solid team by now, but it is what it is. So we're here to bring you 7 takeaways from the game against Fulham. And basically, wrote down 7 things. But Man United exited the FA Cup at the hands of Fulham in a penalty shootout. After a 1-1 draw, 90 minutes and 3-4 pens, marked another disappointing chapter that has been that has been more like a turbulent season. Here are 7 key takeaways from the game from Manchester United's perspective. So basically, number one, penalty shootout was continue. In as much as we defeated Arsenal in the penalty shootout in the previous rounds before we played Leicester, Manchester United, Victor Lindelof and Joshua Zirkzee failed to convert their penalties, and this was decisive in the shootout. I mean, Lindelof's team effort and Joshua Zirkzee's poor attempt were both saved by Bernd Leno, basically, highlighting United's lack of composure in high pressure situations, even though we've had a higher pressure situation by playing against Arsenal. Now, historically, United's record in penalty shootouts has been inconsistent in recent years, and this loss adds to the growing list of disappointments in the knockout competitions. The inability to handle pressure in critical moments remains a recurring issue. I mean, even for another, and just to add to that, another game where we have not scored in the first half and conceded in the first half. So we keep having games of two halves every time we get the opportunity to. So basically, I mean, what can we say? Number two, Bruno Fernandes and leadership and quality. I mean, his contributions once again proved that he is very important to the team with a superb equalizing goal. I mean, his left-footed finish from Diogo Dalot's cross was a moment of class in an otherwise disjointed performance. I mean, struggling to score. We're struggling to score basically, and frustrations on display as far. Bruno Fernandes was visibly frustrated during the game, particularly with teammates, and he reflects his high standards that he has set for himself and the team. While some may criticize his demeanor, his passion and his desire to win are undeniable. And the truth is, instead of people focusing on the passion to win, people are focusing on the way he is kind of, how will I say, okay, so his visible frustration. So instead of people focusing on his passion to win, they're focusing on his visible frustration. I think that's a good way to put it. Because the truth is, the guy demands a high standard. And if you look at his stats, look at his performance, look at his rating all season, he's been putting in good 7.5 to 8 to 9. In fact, between 7.5 and 9 over 10 season performances, ratings per game. So he's visibly frustrated. It is a given that that's supposed to happen. I mean, he's a captain, supposed to lead from the front, isn't it? So it is what it is. Also, the third one on our list of 7 takeaways is wasteful in front of goal. We're basically not clinical enough. We had over 20 shots. United created several opportunities but failed to capitalize. Rasmus Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, Alejandro Garnacho, Chido Obi all missed clear chances to win the game in normal and extra time. I mean, Chidobe's own could have been the distraction from being kind of pulled by Calvin Bassey, but I think also that if he had gone down, if he was experienced, he had gone down and have easily won a penalty that would have given us. But he just wanted to score, right? He just wanted to score, so determined to score that he didn't fall. So wastefulness in front of goal has been a recurring theme this season as well. Could have finished our chances. Alejandro Garnacho could have finished his chance, but well. Then while United were wasteful, we will give credit to the goalkeeper, but Leno, who made 8 saves during the crucial stops. I mean, including crucial stops against Garnacho and Obi. I mean, his performance was a reminder of the importance of top class goalkeeping in knockout stages. And I think Altebrandel would have been good, especially when it came to penalty shootout and stuff. But it is what it is. We have to just keep moving. And then we also have defensive frailties. That's number four. Defensive frailties or defensive vulnerabilities. I mean, the Fulham goal came from a corner. Calvin Bassey was left on mark to head home. I mean, United's vulnerability from set piece has been a persistent issue under Ruben Amorim, and it's cost them again in another crucial game. Now, if we look at that set piece, you see that it's similar to what we considered against Fulham last season, where Mitrovic scored from a flick. The same thing. This one is a headed flick that led to Calvin Bassey heading the ball into the net from Andreas Pereira crossing the ball. Now, if we look at it, Nus Mazraoui was close to the post, and then Lenioro was found wanting, like missing in no man's land, just was there standing. So it wasn't that we couldn't defend it, just that our players, well, we couldn't defend it, but our players just were at the wrong place. Lenioro left his marker and was standing alone. Maybe I don't know. So it is what it is. So we struggled, and that's cost us again this season. I mean, lack of organization. We look shaky at times, particularly in the first half when Fulham could have scored more. I mean, the absence of commanding centre back and is evident in the back line, and we struggle to deal with Fulham's physicality as well as movement. It's key. So it is what it is. We have to build from this and see if we can move on from it. Basically, that's all I can think about for this game. Also, number five, Andrew Onana's mixed performances. Andrew Onana made some important saves, including the full stretch to stop Emil Smith Rowe and a crucial intervention at extra time against Ryan Sessegnon, as well as other key saves that he made, and these moments showcased his shot stopping ability. But I mean, there's always room for improvement. Amorim just says, let's not dwell on the past. Let's move on or move forward. And despite his saves, Onana's distribution and decision making were inconsistent. I mean, his inability to dominate his area during set pieces also contributed to United's defensive struggles. He also couldn't have done anything about the goal. Maybe he could have pointed out that Lenioro needed to mark someone or something. Just, yeah, couldn't have done anything. I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. Number seven, lack of squad depth and fatigue. It was evident. It was really evident. And the thing is, it goes on to play in your mind. I've played football and I know what it means. I still play at this point. I still play, although non-league and semi and amateur or what you call Sunday league. But the truth is, I've played in games, I think I played one like last year. There'll be a time where you're playing a game and you know there's no subs. I mean, there was a game we went to another city to play, and we basically didn't have subs. I was coaching and playing at the same time, so we had no subs. I was the only sub, and then I was coaching. And then at some point, it led to a situation where one player got injured, and then I had to come on, and we played without subs. And I know how you try as much as possible to play without subs, and you know at the back of your mind there's no subs, so you try as much as not to run so much, so you don't have to burn out energy. I think that's pretty much what happened as well with the Man United players. No subs, literally. There were two goalkeepers on the bench, and then just to make up numbers, and we have two extra spots that we could have filled with academy players, but Ruben Amorim chose not to. But thinking we'll probably just finish up the game or something. I don't know. I don't know. And so, lack of squad depth. I mean, the introduction of Garnacho and Obi injected energy into United's attack, but the inability to convert chances highlighted the lack of reliable options off the bench. The squad depth remains a concern, especially in key positions. Fatigue factor as well. The fatigue factor, the team looked leggy in extra time with several players struggling to maintain intensity. This raises a question about the squad's fitness levels. Well, not really the fitness levels. It's about just playing multiple games and just trying to work out the tactics and cover up your positions as well. It took a toll of a demanding season. So I think maybe Ruben Amorim could have just persisted with Rasmus Højlund and then eventually bring on Chidobe for the 30 minutes of extra, so he has to play 30 minutes instead of playing 50 something minutes. And then probably found a way to integrate a young lad to replace Ericsson and keep Bruno in the mid. So it is what it is. And number 7, season at a crossroads. It's basically how the season has been. FA Cup exit. With the FA Cup exit now, with the FA Cup now out of reach, United season's left with little to play for. Focus now will shift to securing a top 4 finish, which is difficult right now with just 12 games to go. But a lack of silverware will be a bitter pill to swallow. For us as fans, seeing as in the last couple of years we've been winning trophies. The last 2 years we've won 2 trophies: the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup under Eric Ten Hag. But then third season started off badly, and then he had to be fired. So now pressure on Amorim. The defeat adds growing pressure on Ruben Amorim. While he has shown glimpses of progress, the team's inconsistency and inability to deliver results in key moments raised questions about the long-term suitability for his role. Now, the press have already started to come for him, basically stating that he has made the team worse, and the team has gotten worse as he had come or as he joined, and stating that he basically just isn't good enough. ESPN testify to that because they always be the first to write off managers. They did it for Oli, they did it for Ten Hag, and I wouldn't put it past them to do it for Ruben Amorim. I'm backing the manager till the end, but it is what it is. I backed the last one, they still sacked him. I'm backing this one. I don't know what the end product will be, but I'm backing Amorim. That's what it is. He says the right things. He says what the press want to hear. He's not trying to defend himself. He's calling things as they are, and he knows. It's not like he doesn't know. It's not like he's unaware of or he's delusional about the situation. So totally back him. Now, Man United's FA Cup exit to Fulham was a microcosm of the season. Moments of quality overshadowed by wastefulness, defensive frailties, and a lack of composure in critical moments. The defeat leaves the team at crossroads with a focus on salvaging something from the Premier League campaign, which will mean climbing up the table and coming as close to Europe as possible. Now, for Ruben Amorim, the challenge is to address these recurring issues and to build a team capable of competing for trophies in the future. I feel if I'm to give an advice to Ruben Amorim, just bring the young lads, let them come fill up the squad. We are lacking squad depth and we're running the ones that are existing into the ground. So let's bring Amorim to fill up the squad and let's hope for the best. So it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about this. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe so we can actually continue to grow this community together and grow as a family. The next video will probably be something in regards to what's going on in Manchester United as regards to Ruben Amorim and his response to pundits and all of that. Because I see, like I said, I keep saying this, and at some point it's high time Man United fans just stop responding to pundits and giving them ears. Because truth is, pundits will stag a team, and if you block your ears out, you have a clear mind to analyze the team from your own perspective without having to just depend on what someone else tells you about what they think is a team. Even though we respect some of the pundits and what they give and what they bring to the table with regards to the analysis, but if they are unbiased, then it is what it is. Anyway, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye and God bless.